Hey, what's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to do a breakdown for Nikita Tszyu, the younger brother of Tszyu and the son of the legend Tszyu. Really quick, if you like the videos, take the time right now, subscribe to the channel. Things are heating up. Also, hit the thumbs up button because it really does help support this channel. Now, let's get into this. The first thing you're going to notice, and this must be hereditary, the power. Tszyu had power. Tszyu has power. Nikita Tszyu has power. It's hereditary. It's in the blood. It just runs through the family. They all have it, and they all know how to use it. They all have the equalizer. Nikita is physically strong. I've seen him shove guys off of him just to create space. I've seen him position guys just to create angles. And I've seen him out-muscle guys just to get them in position so that he could work in a way that best suits him. Strong guy. And he's young. He's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get more comfortable in doing these techniques. These are the techniques and the hand movements and the placements that are going to serve him in the future. Let's see. Loose hands. Very, very loose hands. I will be, throughout this video, kind of putting him side by side with Tszyu. Just showing how they differ. Not to say that one is better than the other, but just simply to show how they differ. And one of the reasons, one of the ways that they differ is his very fluid hands. Tim is a little bit more of a stalker. Tim is, kind of a 1-2 guy. He's not much of a combination guy. He can get there, but like he has to see if it's worth it. He kind of gauges as he fights. While Nikita, he'll just let his hands go. He's very fluid, very loose hands. He'll let his hands go, period. He doesn't have a tight guard or anything like that. His hands are out here. He'll let his hands go. And I love that about him, that he's so free with himself. He has a very fun nature about himself. He's a Tszyu, so they all have kind of like that serious look. But in terms of his personality, he's a very jovial, very fun, happy-go-lucky type of kid. And you see it in him, especially in the post, fight interviews. He's a very happy person, but he fights like that because he fights very creatively. He fights very freely, and his personality expresses itself in the way he fights, the way he chooses to fight. He's not tight. He's not anything like that. He's very loose. He's very fluid. He's very free. And that's the same way his personality is. Let's see. Very light on his feet. That's another thing. Tim is more of a stalker. Tim kind of edges closer, edges, and he'll walk you down. Nikita, very fluid, very, very light on his feet. He can float around. He likes to circle. He can back up. Good spring in his legs. I've seen him just bounce back. But he landed literally in position. And again, this comes from lineage. This is a boxing family. So the family's only, let's put it like this, it's only going to get better. All right. So he's doing things that I never seen his father do. He's doing things that his big brother hasn't done. He's only going to get better. He's young. He's only going to get better. The fact that he has such great balance, even when moving backward or springing backwards, that lets you know what the future is going to hold for him. Let's see. The right hand. The right hand he can't miss. That right hand, it's like it's a laser attached to that thing. He can't miss, and it's his money shot. It is a money shot. I think he has a few money shots, but the right hand is a one punch where I feel like no matter what position he's in, he can't miss with it. It's just like he could just spring that thing out there at any given time and it'll always hit the target. The right hand. Look, like I said earlier, he is the classic Tszyu look. Very stone cold, very smasher type of face. But again, very jovial, very, very happy-go-lucky. And I think that serves you in the sense of he's very creative. You look at people like Roy Jones, Nassim Hamed, Teofimo Lopez. These are creative guys. But they also have that happy-go-lucky type of attitude as well. Very arrogant, some of those guys. but they have the attitude to go along with that creativity. And I think that is a creativity. I really do. And I enjoy that about him, that he's not taking himself so serious. Some guys, it's like the game plan. He's the type of guy that says, screw it, forget the game plan. Let's just fight. Let's just be barbaric in here. Let's see what happens if we're both barbaric in this situation. That's what I like about him. He's very free with himself, and he trusts himself. You can tell, mentally speaking, Nikita Tszyu is somebody who trusts himself. He trusts his abilities. He trusts the hard work that he puts in. He trusts the people who's gotten him to the place that he's at currently today. He trusts all those factors, and you can see it when it culminates in a ring. You can see that. Let's see. No nonsense. He is a Tszyu through and through. And no nonsense. Nikita Tszyu sees you hurt, you're like a piece of meat to a tiger. He's going to attack, and he's not going to stop attacking until you are finished, finito, gone out of there. Or somebody waves a white flag, or the referee steps in. That's pretty much how it's going to go. He's a Tszyu through and through. I think I'm going to start using that. He's a Tszyu through and through. I kind of like that. I already see him being a real problem in his division. There's a lot of guys that he can fight. And there's a lot of guys that would be great, competition stepping up. But also, I might be speaking prematurely, but I really do feel like he has a lot of those tangibles right now. And you can see little glimpses here and there, just little things that he does. I mean, if you're a true boxing fanatic like myself, then, there's little things you see that you're like, the only way you know how to do that is if you've been doing this for like 20 years or something like that. And he's showing me that he's got a lot of those things in him. But again, I think it's a heredity thing, where this is just in the bloodline, and you're only going to get better from generation to generation. It's like the constant question, with like American basketball. It's who was better, the old school or the new school? No, the new school's better. You only get better as time goes on. The new school's better. You look at boxing, back in the day, they're doing this. No, we're not doing that anymore. The new school's better. And he is a real representation of the new school. Let's see. One thing that he does that, again, you can tell his maturity, and you can tell the type of guys he's been around. He's been around, and you can also tell what's been poured into him boxing-wise. He deflects punches. He doesn't necessarily block punches. He deflects punches. Like I said, he doesn't have a tight guard or anything like that. He kind of lets his arms be free, and they're just kind of out here. And what he'll do is he'll deflect a punch. So now he's still free to respond with that same punch. He can just swipe you out of the way, literally, like he's swiping a fly out of the air. And he can still use that punch. So he can swipe down, he can swipe up, he can swipe to the side, he can swipe to the other side, and still be effective with that same lead arm, which is pretty impressive. Like I've said, a lot of the things he's doing, I feel like these are veteran moves that he shouldn't know, but he's already using, and he's already using perfectly. So again, that gives you a glimpse into the future of what's to come in his career. Let's see. He uses like I said, he uses that lead hand, but also that two, again, is right there. And like I said, that's his money shot. He cannot miss with it. Very controlled fighter. So let me show you just how, let me explain, and I hope that, you can grasp this. This is going to show just how controlled he is, but also at his young age, experienced he is. I've seen him throw a punch, stop mid-punch, and then go back to throwing and completing the punch. You know how much control that takes? You know how much concentration that takes? You know how much awareness that takes? He threw the punch, decided that would have been intercepted, so he turned it into an uppercut and then continued the punch. You're only going to see somebody who's like well-versed, Floyd Mayweather, do something like that. You're not going to find somebody fresh out the gate, 21, 22 doing something like that. Under 25 doing something. You're not. I'm sorry, you're not, unless he's some child prodigy. You're just not going to see that. That's when I knew, of the two Tszyus, the sons, I'm really starting to like Nikita a little bit more than Tim. I gotta be honest with you. I love Tim, and if you've been watching this channel, I think you know that I have a place in my heart for Tim. But I gotta admit, Nikita's doing some pretty awesome things that you just don't see guys doing, especially at his age. So you gotta give him credit for that. Let's see. I do think that's a sign that he's on the path to being considered special in the ring. I'm not saying he's there yet because he's still, very tender, very, very green. But he is 100% doing things like that. He's on the path to be considered special in the ring. Let's see. Here's one thing that I like about Nikita. Once he gets a guy hurt, he starts to windmill. Now, a lot of guys, they're throwing punches. That's nothing, new. However, it's how he throws his windmill. He positions himself. Like I said, his hands are free. He positions himself. The only thing he twists is his waist. His arms are still there. It's like driving. What does that mean? That means he gets more leverage on that punch. What does that mean? It means that punch is probably going to be a lot harder. What does that mean? It means he can do this all day because this is not arm power. This is waist power. This is lower body power. This is a wide stance. This is my hips doing all the true movement. And that's why he gets so much power on that. That's why all that torque on that. Think of a big rig and the steering wheel. And he's doing that. Once he starts that windmill, it's almost as if you can't get out of it because you're stuck in it. Because it's happening so fast. And again, he's not dropping his hand to throw that hook back again. No, they stay out there. And that's a very intelligent way of throwing those hooks. That's a very intelligent way of creating that windmill. And now his foe's stuck in there. And they more than likely will not survive it. And that's what I have right now for Nikita Tszyu. I think he is an awesome talent. I like his personality outside of the ring. I love his fighting spirit inside of the ring. And I can't wait for him to have more challenges and he takes on some bigger name opponents. I think the sky's the limit. If he stays in the ring and he stays as dedicated as he has been, and it doesn't hurt that you're, once again, the son of a legend. It doesn't hurt that your big bro is kicking butt and taking names right now. That's who you're under. That's the gym that you're in. So they're creating champions over there. And I'm saying it early. They're creating champions over there. And kudos to him and kudos to the Tszyu family. If you liked the video, again, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.